A very good afternoon to one and all. I am Shepali Rahul Gutke, Faculty of Civil Engineering Department at Tulsi Ramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology. I welcome you all for today's class, which is Geotechnical Engineering lecture sponsored by AICT under Prerna Scheme for SC/ST student. In GATE, the total weightage of geotechnical engineering is varies between 14 to 15 marks. So I can say that geotechnical engineering is most important subject. You can't skip it. So let's start with the lecture. In today's class, we will going to deal with types of soil, phase diagram, and what are the properties of soil. After that, we will see permeability of soil and flow net. One by one, we will deal with. So this is the introductory part. In general, soil is a three-phase system which is composed of a solid, liquid, and gaseous matter. It is a three-phase system: solid, liquid, and gases. We considered it as air. The voids in between solid soil particles are filled with either water or air or both. In completely saturated soil, the voids are filled. Voids means space. The voids are filled with water only, whereas in case of completely dry soil, voids are only filled with air. In case of partially saturated soil, the voids are filled with both water and air. Okay, in this you can say that if we are talking about saturated soil, in saturated soil, the void space is totally filled with water. When we are talking about partially saturated soil, it might be possible the voids or the space are filled with water or it may be filled with air. So the representation of the different phase diagrams of a soil with diagram is called as phase diagram, which is also called as block diagram. Now this is the A3 phase material, in which you can say that these are the solids. These are the solids, and this is the water, and this is air. Okay, if suppose someone asks to you what is mean by saturated soil. Saturated soil means the voids are filled with water only. Okay, and this is the void. The space between the solid particles are called as voids. This is a three-phase system. This is the soil skeleton, in which you can see soil particles, water, and air is there. Okay, this is the mixed system. And this is idealized three-phase diagram, in which we separate these three matters. Like this is solid, this represents solid, this represent water, and this represent air. This is the soil skeleton, and these are the voids. This is the solid. VT is total volume. This is the total volume of solid, liquid, or air. Okay. Then after that, we separate this whole system. This is solid, this is the water, and this one is air. This is the phase diagram, or we can say that block diagram. Okay. If suppose air is there, okay, in this case, you can see that in partially saturated system, air is there. If air is present, you can simply define it as a partially saturated system. Okay, this is fully saturated. In fully saturated, no air is present over here. Okay, there is no air, only the solid. The voids of a solid are totally filled with water. So this is fully saturated system. And this is the dry soil. In dry soil, only air is there. Now, what is the basic definition of a soil? Soil can thus have all three phases present in it: solid, water, and air. If there is no air present, in that case, we can say that saturated soil is there. If there is no water present in it, we can say that this is the dry soil. This is the three-phase system in terms of weight. This is in terms of weight. This is solid, water, and this is air. This VA represent volume of air. This VW is represent volume of water, and this VS represent volume of a solid. And this whole, we say that volume of a voids VV represent. Okay, and this VT is total volume. After that, this is in terms of weight. This is weight of a air. We considered it as 0. This is the weight of a water, and this is the weight of a solid. This is total weight of a system. This is in terms of volume, and this side represent in terms of weight. It means we can say that in right hand side all terms are represent in terms of weight, and whereas in left hand side this represent volume. This is again three-phase system in terms of mass. We will going to see in terms of mass. In terms of mass, again we considered weight of a air approximately equal to 0. So mass will be approximately equal to 0. Ma will be equal to 0. This is mass of a water, and this is mass of a solid. And whole, we say that this is total mass. Okay. So these are the notation, and M represent mass, or we can say that weight. V represent volume. This S represent soil grains. W means water. A means air, and V is voids, where T is nothing but total. So these are the relationships, weight relationships. Now the basic definition is water content. Basically, this water content is a measure of a water present in the soil. So we can say that it is defined as mass of a water to the mass of a soil solids into 100%. Okay. So this is expressed as percentage. W will be in percentage. So the range of a water content is varies between 0 to 100%, 0 to 100 plus percent. When we put all the values, when we put mass of a water and mass of a soil solid, so the range we will get is in between 0 to 100. Now, the void ratio relation. This is volume to volume relation. Void ratio is a measure of a void volume. Basically, this is the most important definition. So many questions are asked about this topic. This is void ratio. Void ratio is nothing but volume of a voids to the volume of soil solids. This is the volume of a soil solids. This Vs is represent volume of a soil solids, and this Vv is nothing but volume of air plus volume of a water. Okay, volume of air and volume of a water, the sum of this we will get volume of a voids. Okay, this will be again in percentage. Now again the next definition is volume to volume relationship is porosity. Porosity means how porous it is, the property of a soil. Okay, that we will see in permeability. Okay, porosity is represented by small n. Likewise, the void ratio is represented by small e. Porosity is also a measure of a void volume, which is expressed in percentage. Porosity is nothing but volume of a voids to the total volume of a whole system. Okay, in void ratio, we will take VV by VS. The basic difference between void ratio and porosity is only that here we will take total volume, that is VT. Okay, and again this will be in percentage. Theoretical range is between 0 to again 100%. Okay, पोरोसिटी मीन्स कितना पोरस होता है मटेरियल. ओके, सॉइल जो होती है उसकी पोरोसिटी कितनी है, जब आप उसमें वाटर डालते हो वो कितना एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है, वो कितना पोरस है, कितना उसमें से पेनिट्रेशन हो पाता है, दैट इज पोरोसिटी. नाउ अगेन द डिग्री ऑफ सैचुरेशन. Degree of saturation is represented by capital S, is the percentage of a void volume which is filled by water. Degree of saturation means कि कितना सॉइल जो है वो वाटर से भरा है. Volume of a void filled by water. So this degree of saturation is defined as the ratio of volume of a water to the volume of a voids into 100. Again, this will be in percentage. For dry, if suppose the soil is dry, in that case degree of saturation will be automatically 0. Why? Because degree of saturation itself means the space are only filled with water. Okay, if in question is asked that the soil is saturated, in that case we consider it as 100%. Now this is again volume to volume relation. Percentage of air voids, which is represented by small n suffix a, equal to Va by V. This Va is nothing but volume of air, and this V is nothing but obviously this is total volume. Okay. Now the next is air content. This air content is represented by AC, which is volume of air to the volume of voids. इट मीन्स कि कितना वॉल्यूम एयर ने ऑक्यूपाई किया है, दिस इज वॉल्यूम ऑफ एयर. एंड कितना जो वॉल्यूम है थ्री फेज का वो ऑक्यूपाई किया है एयर ने प्लस वाटर ने, वॉल्यूम ऑफ वॉइड्स. ओके, नाउ दिस इज वेट मास वॉल्यूम रिलेशन. वेट वॉल्यूम रिलेशन, this is bulk density. Bulk density is represented by rho m suffix m, is the density of a soil in the current state. Bulk density, this is bulk density which is equal to ratio of total mass divided by total volume. Okay, this is in terms of mass. We can use it in terms of weight. Okay, we use here mass, so it unit will be equal to kg per meter cube, gram per milliliter, likewise. This is weight mass again volume relation. Now the saturated density, again the saturated density is represented by, again the density is represented by rho saturated, rho submerged. So the saturated density is the density of a soil when the voids are filled with water. Can anyone tell me what is mean by density? Basic definition of density. The basic definition of density is nothing but mass divided by volume. Okay, rho is equal to m divided by v. Here we have to calculate saturated density. So the saturated density is the density of a soil when the voids are filled with water. Now the submerged density, which is represented by rho dash, is the effective density of a soil when it is submerged. So its formula will be submerged density equal to saturated density minus, this is density of water. Density of water. Okay, I hope you know density of water. Now the unit weights of a solids. Unit weight of a solids, it is the ratio of weight of a soil solid to the volume of a soil solid. Okay, Ws by Vs. These are the definitions. These definition are come from three phase system. Okay, dry density. Dry density is the density of a solid in dry state. Dry density means what? जब soil sample dry state में है. So this dry density basically, this is the most important definition, dry density, which is represented by rho d equal to ms divided by vt. Ms is again nothing but mass of a soil sample. Okay, and this vt is nothing but total volume. This is in terms of mass. Now, bulk, saturated, dry, and submerged unit weight are defined in similar manner. Again, this is in terms of weight. Okay, if we want to calculate bulk unit weight, saturated unit weight, dry unit weight, or submerged unit weight, okay, then again we have to use the same equation, but we have to put like here use weight. Weight means kilonewton. Okay, instead of mass. इसके पहले हमने जो भी कैलकुलेशन किया वो हम लोगों ने इन टर्म्स ऑफ मास किया था, kg per meter cube. Now if we wanted to calculate in terms of weight, in that case we have to use kilonewton. Okay, so unit will be equal to newtons per meter cube, kg per meter cube, and meter per second square likewise. Now the soil unit weights, which is in kilonewton per meter cube. First one is bulk or total unit weight, which is Wt by Vt. If you wanted to calculate bulk unit weight, so it is defined as the ratio of total weight divided by total volume, Wt by Vt. Likewise, we can calculate dry unit weight, Ws by Vt, and this is submerged unit weight, also called as beyond unit weight. जैसे कि बेयॉन्सी फोर्स एक्ट होता है ना अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में, वैसे ही सबमर्ज यूनिट वेट. सबमर्ज यूनिट वेट का फॉर्मूला जो होता है इट इज बल्क यूनिट वेट माइनस यूनिट वेट ऑफ अ वाटर. Again, this is in terms of mass, soil density, bulk or total density, which is represented by rho mt by vt. Again, the dry density, which is equal to ms by vt. Again, we can calculate submerged density. See, there is a difference between density and unit weight. Okay, unit weight will be in kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, and if you wanted to calculate the density in terms of what mass, in that case we will going to use kg per meter cube. Now this is specific gravity. Specific gravity means weight of a substance to the weight of an equal volume of a water. Unit weight of a substance divided by unit weight of a water. Now, can anyone tell me what is the specific gravity of Mercury? Specific gravity of Mercury is 13.6. Okay, like we can calculate specific gravity of soil grains, which is typically varies between 2.6 and 2.8. Okay, 2.8 and 2.6 के बीच में specific gravity जो होती है soil grain की वो vary करती है, which is represented by GS. Okay, and the unit weight of a water, 9.81 kilonewtons per meter cube. This is unit weight, which is strictly accurate to 4 degrees Celsius. Now the phase relation considered a fraction of a soil where volume of a solids is equal to, we considered volume of a soil sample is equal to 1. Here we considered this as 1. The other volume can be obtained from the previous definition. So The masses can be obtained from mass will be equal to density into volume. Okay, right. That because the formula of density is mass divided by volume. So mass will be equal to density into volume, right? If we put Vs is equal to 1 in previous रिलेशन में हमने जितने भी फॉर्मूलेज देखे, अगर आप उसमें Vs की वैल्यू इफ वी पुट इट एज 1, so you will get various relation. So from the previous definitions, water contained will be water contained is nothing but mass of a water divided by mass of a soil solids. So it will be equal to Se by Gs. Okay, if we put Vs is equal to 1, only in that case we will get this relation. Likewise, with the help of previous relation, the porosity will be equal to E divided by 1 plus E. These formulas is very important. Like this, Se is equal to W into G. Likewise, N is equal to E divided by 1 plus C. And void ratio, E is equal to N divided by 1 minus N. These relations are very important from exam point of view. And this air content AC, which is equal to 1 minus saturation. If the soil is dry, in that case saturation will be 0, and if the soil is saturated, in that case degree of saturation will be 100%. Again, these relations are very important. This is saturated density, which is equal to, this is the main definition, which is equal to Gs plus E divided by 1 plus E into rho W. Again, this is the dry density, which is equal to Gs divided by 1 plus E into rho W. Likewise, we will going to use this relation for solving the various numericals. Again, in GATE exam, it has been observed that कि ये जो relation है, इससे काफी सारे questions पूछे जाते हैं. Now, this is the bulk unit weight, which is equal to Gs into Se divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. And this is the dry density, which is equal to Gs divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. Unit weight of a water, okay, this is unit weight of a water. Likewise, for submerged unit weight is nothing but the saturated unit weight minus unit weight of a water, which is equal to Gs minus 1 divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. What you have to do, you have to only like remember these formulas. This is the soul of a soil. We can say that these formulae are the soul of a geotechnical engineering. Without using these formulae, you can't even solve a single question. So this is the bulk unit weight again, Gs 1 plus W divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. This is the dry unit weight, which is equal to Gs. This is specific gravity, okay? Gs is nothing but specific gravity. This is unit weight of a water. 1 minus N. This N is nothing but porosity, okay? N is porosity, E means void ratio, and small w means water content. Likewise, you have to remember. Now, let's see our second topic, which is soil permeability. Now we will see about the soil permeability. Permeability is defined as a capacity of a soil to allow water passes through it. That is, the quantity of a flowing for a unit of a soil surface under a pressure of 1 unit hydraulic gradient. What is mean by permeability? First thing is, what is permeability? जैसे कि आप जानते हैं जो हमारा सॉइल सैंपल होता है वो काफी सारे छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स को मिला के बनता है, राइट। काफी सारे पार्टिकल्स जो पास आते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं सॉइल सैंपल, ओके। जब ये सॉइल पार्टिकल्स जो होते हैं ये इरेगुलर शेप के होते हैं, ठीक है। जब ये एक साथ आते हैं एक दूसरे को बाइंड करते हैं, इसके इरेगुलर शेप के वजह से काफी सारे वॉइड्स बच जाते हैं जिसको हम लोग स्पेस बोलते हैं, राइट। इफ the water is flowing from this soil sample, what will happen कि ये जो स्पेस रहेंगी, ये जो वॉइड्स रहेंगे, इसमें से वाटर पास होने लगेगा। यही होता है परमिएबिलिटी। परमिएबिलिटी मीन्स व्हाट? कैपेसिटी ऑफ अ सॉइल टू अलाउ द वाटर passes through it, okay. Soils are permeable due to the existence of interconnected voids through which water flows from a point of high energy to the point of low energy. As you know, आपने जैसे कि फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स में ऑलरेडी पढ़ाई होगा कि वाटर विल ऑलवेज flow from high energy to low energy level, okay. Like as you can see in this picture, this is the water level which is having high energy and this is the water level having low energy. So the water will flow from this point to this, okay. And this is the impervious soil, this is again impervious soil, and this is the pervious soil. Pervious soil means जहां से water easily flow कर सकता है, okay. And this HB is nothing but total head, and this HA is nothing but total head. This WT is nothing but water table, okay. This is water table. Here again there is a water table. So water will flow from this side to this side. From datum we are considering a height, and this height is nothing but total head, okay. Total head at A point, this is the total head at B point, and the difference of this will give you head, change in head, okay. HA minus HB. Soil permeability. A soil is highly pervious when the water can flow through it easily, like gravels. Gravels are the example of highly pervious soil. As you can see, gravels जो होते हैं ये इसके जो पार्टिकल्स होते हैं वो थोड़े बड़े होते हैं, ठीक है। तो इनका जो इंटरकनेक्टेड वॉइड्स होते हैं ये भी काफी बड़े होते हैं। जब इसमें से वाटर फ्लो करता है तो वाटर इजीली फ्लो करता है, इजीली पास हो जाता है। सो वी कैन से दैट जो ग्रेवल्स होते हैं दीज आर दी हाईली परवियस मटेरियल। इन एन impervious soil, the permeability is very low and water cannot easily flow through it like clay. जैसे कि आप जानते हैं मिट्टी, क्ले जो होता है, क्ले में जो वॉइड्स होते हैं, जो इंटरकनेक्टिंग स्पेस जो होती है ये काफी कम होती है। दैट इज वाई क्ले इज कंसिडर्ड एज इम्परवियस सॉइल। इसकी जो परमिएबिलिटी होती है इट इज वेरी वेरी लो, वाटर कैन नॉट इजीली पास फ्रॉम इट। इवन rocks are impermeable. Rocks are also called as impermeable. रॉक से आपने कभी देखा है ऐसे पानी जाते हुए? नो। अगेन the rocks are impermeable. The study of a flow of a water through the permeable soil media is important in soil mechanics. In soil mechanics, or you can say that in geotechnical engineering, the study of a flow of a water through a soil media plays a very important role. Now the importance of permeability. The following application illustrate the importance of permeability in geotechnical designs. Permeability influences the rate of settlement of a saturated soil under load. Permeability के वजह से हमें पता चलता है कि rate of settlement कितना होने वाला है, right? If suppose काफी ज्यादा permeable है soil, water जो है काफी easily pass हो जा रहा है, in that case जो settlement रहता है वो ज्यादा होता है। The design of earthen dam is very much based upon the permeability of a soil used. Earthen dams जो होते हैं वो पूरा का पूरा उसका जो कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द सॉइल। सॉइल है इट मींस परमेबिलिटी पिक्चर में आ गया है। सो ड्यूरिंग द डिजाइनिंग ऑफ earthen dam, जो परमिएबिलिटी होती है ये काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. Again, the stability of a slopes and retaining structures can be greatly affected by the permeability of a soil involved. Again, the filters made of a soils are designed based upon their permeability. ये जो filters हम design करते हैं, इसको design करते समय भी we kept in mind that the permeability is very important. Now, what are the factors which affecting the permeability of a soil sample? The following factors which are affecting the permeability of a soils are particle size, void ratio, now the properties of a pore fluid, shape of a particle, and the structure of a soil mass. One by one, we will see all these factors. Sixth is degree of saturation, seventh is absorbed water, eighth is interrupted air and organic impurities in water, 9 is temperature, and the 10th is stratification of a soil. Now first we will see particle size. The permeability varies approximately as the square of a grain size. It depends on the effective diameter of a grain size. जितना ज्यादा पार्टिकल का साइज होगा उतनी परमिएबिलिटी ज्यादा होती है. Likewise, void ratio increases in the void ratio increases the area which is available for the water, hence the permeability also increases for critical conditions. जितना ज्यादा स्पेस रहेगा, इंटरलॉकिंग स्पेस जो होता है जितना ज्यादा रहेगा, जितना ज्यादा वॉइड रहेगा, उस वैसे वैसे क्या होगा, जो परमिएबिलिटी रहेंगी, जो वाटर की फ्लो होने की कैपेसिटी रहेंगी वो उतनी ज्यादा बढ़ जाएंगी. वाटर जो फ्लो होगा काफी ज्यादा फ्लो होगा जिसके वजह से हमारी जो परमिएबिलिटी है वो काफी ज्यादा बढ़ जाएंगी. नाउ द थर्ड इज proper fluid. Pore fluids are the fluids that occupy pore spaces in a soil or rock. Permeability is directly proportional to the unit weight of a pore fluid and inversely proportional to the viscosity of a pore fluid. See, always remember, permeability is inversely proportional to the viscosity of a pore fluid. Okay, what is mean by viscosity? Viscosity, it means जो विस्कस होता है, हमारा जो सैंपल होता है जब वो विस्कस होता है उसमें विस्कोसिटी होती है. इन दैट केस जो वाटर होता है उसको पास होने के लिए उतनी जगह नहीं मिल पाती है जितनी मिलनी चाहिए. सो वी कैन से दैट जो भी विस्कोसिटी, जिसमें भी विस्कस नेचर रहता है, विस्कोसिटी इज ऑलवेज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द परमिएबिलिटी. लाइकवाइज परमिएबिलिटी जो होती है वो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होती है पोर फ्लूइड को. दैट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. Now, fourth one is shape of a particles. Permeability is inversely proportional to the specific surface. Example, as angular soil have more specific surface area compared to round soil. Therefore, the soil with angular particle is less permeable than the soil of rounded particle. एग्जाम्पल आपको दिया गया है कि जो एंगुलर सॉइल होती है, एंगुलर सॉइल जो होती है उसका स्पेसिफिक सरफेस जो होता है वो काफी ज्यादा बड़ा होता है एज कंपेयर टू राउंड सॉइल. इफ यू विल अज्यूम, सी, राउंड सॉइल का जो सरफेस एरिया होता है ये काफी कम होता है एज कंपेयर टू एंगुलर वन. सो इसके वजह से क्या होता है, जो भी एंगुलर पार्टिकल होते हैं ये काफी ज्यादा लेस परमिएबल होते हैं. क्यों? जब आप ये एंगुलर पार्टिकल्स को जब एक साथ में लाते हैं, जो इंटरलॉकिंग स्पेस होती है, जो वॉइड रेशो होता है वो काफी कम हो जाता है. इफ वी कंसीडर्ड व्हाट सर्कुलर, इफ वी कंसीडर्ड राउंडेड सॉइल पार्टिकल, राउंडेड सॉइल पार्टिकल्स को जब आप एक साथ प्लेस करोगे सो यू कैन सी जो स्पेस होता है, जो वॉइड होता है वो काफी ज्यादा होता है. So again, the shape of a particles also affects permeability. Fifth one is structure of a soil mass. For same void ratio, the permeability is more for flocculent structure as compared to the dependent structure. So this is the flocculent structure and this is the dependent structure. सेम वॉइड रेशो के लिए जो परमेबिलिटी होती है ये काफी ज्यादा होती है हमारे फ्लोकुलेंट स्ट्रक्चर के लिए, बिकॉज वाटर को पास होने के लिए काफी सारी जगह मिल चुकी है. Likewise, for dependent structure, the permeability is very less because water will easily not pass from it. Now, the sixth one is degree of saturation. The permeability of partially saturated soil is less than that of fully saturated soil. This is the partially saturated soil and this is the fully saturated soil. Okay. Fully saturated soil, as you know, the soils are filled with water, and in partially saturated soil, this is the partially saturated soil. In partially saturated soil, air and water is there. Okay. So we can say that the permeability of fully saturated soil is more as compared to partially saturated soil, because यहाँ पे जो एयर प्रेजेंट रहती है वो ब्लॉकेज देती है. दैट इज वाई जो परमेबिलिटी होती है इसकी काफी ज्यादा होती है. नाउ द सेवेंथ वन इज एब्जॉर्ब वाटर. Adsorb water means it is the thin microscopic film of a water which is surrounding individual soil grains. आपने देखा होगा कि सॉइल ग्रेन्स के ऊपर में एक छोटी सी परत जम जाती है, वाटर की एक छोटी सी परत जम जाती है जिसको हम लोग एड्सॉर्ब वाटर बोलते हैं, नॉट एब्सॉर्ब. इट इज एड्सॉर्ब वाटर. So these water is not free to move and hence reduces the effective pore spaces and thus decreases coefficient of permeability. What will happen? अगर आपने देखा होगा सॉइल पार्टिकल्स के ऊपर में एक वाटर की लेयर जम जाती है, तो ये वाटर की लेयर के वजह से क्या होता है, वॉइड रेशो जो होता है, वॉइड का जो एरिया होता है वो कम होने लगता है, जिसके वजह से वाटर यहाँ से इजीली मूव नहीं हो पाता है. अगेन क्या हो जाता है, जिसके वजह से जो कोफिशिएंट होता है परमेबिलिटी का वो कम हो जाता है. सो अगेन ये भी एक फैक्टर है जो अफेक्ट करता है परमेबिलिटी ऑफ सॉइल को. Eighth one is interrupted air and organic impurities. The organic impurities and interrupt air obstruct the flow and the coefficient of permeability is reduces to their presence. If suppose करो ऑर्गेनिक इम्प्योरिटीज है, वाटर में काफी सारी इम्प्योरिटीज है, अगेन इन दैट केस ये जितने भी वॉइड्स होते हैं उसमें इम्प्योरिटीज फंस जाती है, जिसके वजह से हमारी जो परमेबिलिटी है वो रिड्यूस होने लगती है. नाउ द नाइन्थ वन इज टेम्परेचर. As the viscosity of a pore fluid decreases with the temperature, permeability increases. With the temperature, as the unit weight of a pore fluid does not change much with the change in temperature. As the viscosity of a pore fluid decreases, सपोज करो टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है, टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में क्या होता है, जो भी विस्कस फ्लूइड होता है उसकी विस्कोसिटी कम होने लगती है. टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है, हीटिंग हो रही है, हीटिंग के साथ में जो भी विस्कस नेचर होता है, जो भी पार्टिकल्स होते हैं वो एक दूसरे से दूर जाने लगते हैं, जिसके वजह से हमारी जो विस्कोसिटी है वो डिक्रीज होने लगती है. जैसे ही विस्कोसिटी डिक्रीज हो गई इसका मतलब क्या हो जाएगा, जो परमेबिलिटी है, जो कोफिशिएंट है परमेबिलिटी का वो अगेन इंक्रीज होने लगेगा टेम्परेचर के साथ में. सो ये भी एक फैक्टर है जो अफेक्ट करता है परमेबिलिटी ऑफ सॉइल को. 10th is stratification of a soil. Stratified soils are those soil which are formed by the layer upon the layer of a earth or dust deposited on each other. If the flow is parallel to the layer of a stratification, the permeability is maximum, while the flow in a perpendicular direction occurs with minimum permeability. Stratified soil मतलब क्या होता है? सी stratified soil मतलब suppose this is the layer, this is the layer of a earth or dust. एक लेयर आ गई, इसके ऊपर में सेकेंड लेयर आई, इसके ऊपर में थर्ड लेयर आई. ओके, सो दीज आर द लेयर्स. तो इसी को हम लोग बोलते हैं स्ट्रेटिफाइड सॉइल. स्ट्रेटिफाइड सॉइल में इफ सपोज करो वाटर परपेंडिकुलर आ रहा है, ऐसे सिचुएशन में क्या होगा? अगेन परमिएबिलिटी कम हो जाएंगी बिकॉज वाटर विल नॉट गेट इनफ स्पेस. वाटर को इतना स्पेस नहीं मिलेगा कि वो मूव कर सके, राइट? इफ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट स्ट्रेटिफाइड सॉइल में, दिस इज द स्ट्रेटिफाइड सॉइल. स्ट्रेटिफाइड सॉइल में अगर सपोज करो वाटर फ्लो विल लाइक दिस, वाटर अगर हॉरिजॉन्टली फ्लो हो रहा है, इन दैट केस परमेबिलिटी विल अगेन increases. So this is again the one factor. Now the water flow is divided into two categories. Water flow जो होता है is divided into two category. First one is laminar and the second one is turbulent. Okay, laminar flow indicates that each water particle follows a definite path and never crosses the path of another particle. Uh, I hope you learned this topic in fluid mechanics. In laminar flow, fluid particles do not crosses each other path. They always follows a definite path. Suppose this is the first particle, this is second particle, and this is the third particle. They are follows a definite path. As you can see in this picture, they do not crosses each other path. They are not crossing each other motion, right? So this is laminar kind of a flow. In turbulent flow indicates a random path of irregular and twisted movement. In turbulent flow, the water particle, or we can say that the fluid particle, they crosses each other path. They randomly move here and there. They always follow zigzag motion. Turbulent flow में turbulence देखने को मिलेंगे आपको water में. Okay. Now the hydraulic gradient. Water below a groundwater table surface is usually flow under a hydraulic gradient, defined as the slope of free water surface in the direction of a flow. Water below a groundwater table surface is ग्राउंड वाटर टेबल के नीचे में जो वाटर होता है वो फ्लो करता है विद द हेल्प ऑफ हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट. एंड हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट जो होता है इट इज डिफाइंड एज द स्लोप ऑफ अ फ्री वाटर सरफेस इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ अ फ्लो. नाउ द हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट इज एक्सप्रेस्ड एज आई. आई से हम लोग हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं विच इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एच. दिस इज द हेड लॉस divided by length. This is the distance between point A and point B. Okay. Suppose the water, this is a soil sample and we are considered, this is section A and this is your section number B. Water will flow from this side to this side. Okay. Water जब यहाँ से flow करेगा तो water का एक level रहेगा. Again जब water B point पे आएगा तो water का एक level रहेगा. तो ये दोनों लेवल के बीच का जो डिफरेंस है, ओके, हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे? पीजोमीटर इंसर्ट करेंगे जिससे हमें जो वाटर का लेवल है वो मिल जाएगा. सो ये जो डिफरेंस है H1 और H2 का, यही हमें देता है हेड लॉस. एंड I इज हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट एंड L इज नथिंग बट लेंथ बिटवीन पॉइंट A एंड पॉइंट B. Now the Darcy's law comes under a picture. Darcy's law demonstrated experimentally that for laminar flow condition in a saturated soil, the rate of a flow or the discharge per unit time is proportional to the hydraulic gradient. Darcy's law ने experimentally ये demonstrate किया है. इन्होंने assumption लिया for a laminar flow condition in a saturated soil. Saturated soil में जहाँ पे flow laminar होता है, ऐसी situation में the rate of a flow also called as discharge per unit time is always proportional to the hydraulic gradient. Now, in 1856, Darcy stated that the flow of a water through the porous media is directly proportional to the head loss and inversely proportional to the length of a flow path. This may be written as V is equal to K bracket hydraulic gradient. Hydraulic gradient is delta H divided by L, or we can say that V is equal to K into I. This K is nothing but permeability coefficient, or we can say that hydraulic conductivity, and this I is nothing but hydraulic gradient, and this small v is nothing but discharge velocity. Not only velocity, this is discharge velocity, or we can say that average velocity. Now the Darcy's law state that discharge velocity, जिसको हम लोग average velocity भी बोलते हैं, is the quantity of a total water flowing in unit time. Q is discharge through a unit gross cross-sectional area, and A is nothing but area of a soil at right angles to the direction of a flow. So V is nothing but Q divided by. Now the range of validity of Darcy's law is Darcy's type of flow is stable in character as long as the four basic conditions are always satisfied. डार्सीज लॉ ने कुछ assumptions लिए थे. Assumptions क्या थे? Steady state is laminar. Flow should be laminar. It means the fluid particles follows a definite path. 100% saturation should be there. It means soil void spaces are totally filled with water. Flow fulfilling continuity conditions. No volume changes occur during or as a result of a flow. कोई भी volume change नहीं होना चाहिए. Now the next is seepage velocity. The discharge velocity based on the gross cross-sectional area of a soil. When we are talking about discharge velocity is considered only if we are talking about the gross cross-sectional area of a soil. However, the actual velocity, or we can say that the seepage velocity, is the velocity of a water through only which the void spaces is greater than V. When we are talking about void spaces, in that case we will use seepage velocity. This is the flow rate q, small q, and these are the soil particles. Water will flow from again this side, and this is we are considered as specimen A, and this is the area of a voids, which is considered as AV. Okay, this is the area of void, and this is the area of a soil solid, which is AS. Now, the seepage velocity, a relation between the discharge velocity and the seepage velocity, if the quantity of a water flowing through a soil in unit time is Q, okay, then Q is nothing but A into V, AV into again VS, where this AV is nothing but area of a void in the cross section of a specimen, and this VS is nothing but the seepage velocity. Again, after an estimate of actual velocity versus referred to as the seepage velocity can be made by considering a following equation. This is for the actual velocity and this is for the seepage velocity. So the relation we will get it as V is equal to AV by A into Vs. So we can say that this V is nothing but N into Vs. This is the output of a relation. Now the hydraulic conductivity. Permeability also known as hydraulic conductivity. परमिएबिलिटी को ही हम लोग हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी भी बोलते हैं. हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी जो होता है जिसको हम लोग के से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं is one of the principal and the most important soil hydrology, we can say that hydraulic characteristic, and it is an important factor in water transport in the soil and is used in all the equation for the groundwater subsurface water flow. हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी जो होती है ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होती है बिकॉज जहाँ पे बात आती है वाटर की, जहाँ पे बात आती है हाइड्रोलिक्स की, सॉइल से वाटर फ्लो होता है, इन दैट केस हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी प्लेज एन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. अगेन वाटर ट्रांसपोर्ट के लिए हम लोग हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी का यूज बार बार करते हैं. द वैल्यू ऑफ हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी वेरीज वाइडली फॉर डिफरेंट सॉइल. डिफरेंट सॉइल सैंपल के हिसाब से दिस हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी विल वैरी. द हाइड्रोलिक कंडक्टिविटी ऑफ अनसैचुरेटेड सॉइल इज लोअर and increases rapidly with the degree of saturation. Again, the hydraulic conductivity, the coefficient of permeability also varies with temperature, upon which the viscosity of a water depends. The coefficient of permeability can also be represented by the equation. This is the standard coefficient of permeability, which is calculated at 20 degrees Celsius. K20 is equal to NT divided by N20 into KT. This viscosity of a water at a temperature T and 20. ओके, स्टैंडर्ड टेम्परेचर कंसीडर किया है 20 डिग्री का, जिसपे हम लोगों ने कोफिशिएंट ऑफ परमिएबिलिटी कैसे फाइंड करते हैं वो फॉर्मूला डिराइव किया है. हियर 20 है. इफ टेम्परेचर इज वेरीज, इन दैट केस यहाँ पे जो टेम्परेचर है इट विल ऑल्सो चेंज. Now the typical value of saturated soil are given in the following table. These are the soil types. According to that, the hydraulic conductivity is different. Okay. For clean gravel, hydraulic conductivity, which is in centimeter per second, it is 100 to 1. For coarse sand, it is 1 to 0.01. For fine sand, we will take it as 0.01 to 0.001. For silty clay, it is 0.001 to 0.4 times 0 to 1. And for clay, it is less than 0.0000001. So we can say that hydraulic conductivity is very less for clay, and for clean gravel, it is quite more. Now these are the empirical relation for hydraulic conductivity. Various several empirical relations are there for calculating the hydraulic conductivity or estimating the hydraulic conductivity, which is proposed in the past. Some of these are, this is for uniform sand. If you are talking about uniform sand, in that case, the formula of hydraulic conductivity will be C into D10 square. This D10 is nothing but effective size which is in mm. And this C is nothing but constant, जिसकी value 1 to 1.5 होती है. These are the empirical relation. Okay. Now for dense or compacted sand, it is 0.35 to D15 square. For fine to medium fine sand, it is 1.4 to E square K. Likewise, the hydraulic conductivity we can easily calculate. This is nothing but void ratio, and this 0.85 is nothing but the corresponding value of a void at a 0.85 value. Okay. Now the hydraulic conductivity is a measure of soil permeability. K is defined in the lab. We can calculate hydraulic conductivity by using lab in two methods. Constant head test is there and falling head is there. Okay, this value of K is usually expressed in centimeter per second, and the hydraulic conductivity is also known as coefficient of permeability. Thank you. Now this is the end of a lecture. As I already told you that geotechnical engineering, weightage of geotechnical engineering in GATE is 14 to 15 marks. So please don't skip this subject. Study hard for geotechnical engineering. If you really wanted to go for GATE, then environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering, and maths, uh, including aptitude and लाइक रीजनिंग, ये सब चीज़ें पढ़ के आप इजीली क्रैक कर सकते हो. बट जो सॉइल मैकेनिक्स है और एनवायरमेंटल इंजीनियरिंग है, जो टेक्निकल है, इनको स्किप नहीं करना है आपको. ठीक है, आपकी जो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट है इट शुड बी क्लियर. And yes, thank you for joining today's lecture. Thank you for listening. If you have any queries, then you can ask. Now the session is open for question answer. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, now thank you for joining.